going on? It's Eagle Talks Football, and I'm back again with another video. Honestly, I am frustrated. That was a frustrating game. Sorry, guys. I'm literally trying to set up my tripod to hold my phone while I'm live on the other app. But honestly, what did we witness? Brentford made us look unlike ourselves. I didn't recognize us today. I did not recognize us today. And Ivan Toney, masterclass against us. Honestly, he absolutely bossed the game. Let me just get straight into it. But before we go any further, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys, Muhsin and everybody else. Let me know what you guys thought. Was it onside? Was it offside? What did you think about that goal that they scored? Did you think it was offside? For me, I'm going to get into that. But right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget, don't go anywhere. Yes, people. What's going on? Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got Gunner Souls in the house. We're going to be taking your calls. I promise. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to put the link in the chat and you guys can call in as we go. But before we go any further, I need to actually give you guys my match reaction. We witnessed a game where we didn't show up in the first 35 minutes. We were nowhere to be found in the first 35 minutes of the game. What on earth we were doing, I don't know. We had a couple opportunities here and there in the first half, but none of them were actually concrete. We were poor in the first half. Second half, and also we were lucky that we escaped the first half with no goal conceded, because Brentford had chance on top of chance on top of chance, similar to the Everton game. Same story. What happened to our early starts? I don't know. What happened to our composure around the box? We didn't have any of it. None of it at all. Then you go to individuals. I'm not going to pick on individuals at this moment in time. I'm going to read you what happened to the rest of the game. Martinelli came off. I called it. We needed Trossard. What did Trossard do? Bangs a goal. First goal for Arsenal at the Emirates. Does his celebration. I'm happy. When he scored the goal. But guess what? Then when you're the most vulnerable is when you score a goal, and they go and they score the goal on the other end. When they scored the goal on the other end, I don't even think too much time passed on the clock from when we conceded and from when we scored and when we conceded. It was literally like less than 10 minutes, right? There was a accumulation of offsides and fouls that led to the goal, but goal still stood. We're going to talk about that in a second because there's some questionable things about that. In the heart of hearts, did we do enough to win this game today? No. Is the draw a fair result? Yes. Did we take a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities? Yes, but they were useless shots. We took 23 shots, guys. How many of them actually went on target? Probably one. and the one that went on target was the goal. That's how wasteful we were today. No composure. Overall, mixed performance. The last 30 minutes, we were good. But guess what? Brentford were holding on to the draw. The first 40 minutes, Brentford were amazing because they were on top of us. And Ivan Toney, I've told you guys we should sign Ivan Toney. This guy is the most dominant striker in the air. If you think I'm joking, Arsenal have Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, who are two of the best in the air. Ivan Toney had 5 ground duels won versus Saliba and Gabriel. Ivan Toney had 12 aerial duels. In what world do we see somebody get 12 aerial duels? 12. Can you hear me? Am I making sense? 12. He bossed us. I'm not overreacting. People saying, "Oh, Egal, is the title race over?" No, relax. Everyone keeps saying, "Is the title race over?" Relax. People are losing their goddamn minds. I'm seeing people on Twitter going, we're done. No, we're not. Stop losing your absolute minds. Like, you know, when the Joker speaking to people, he's talking about Gotham City. He's like, you know, you give them a little bit of, you give them, they drop 2 points in a row and then they start losing their mind, absolutely going crazy. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. People are going crazy. Relax. Composure, lads. We need composure in this building. Trossard got his goal. Positives from there. Negatives, we've seen the same issue in the first half that we've seen against Everton. The positive is, in this game, I expected us to actually come back and win. We didn't get it, but we got the draw. Was the draw deserved? 100%. We did not deserve to win this game. As much as anybody wants to say, we would have been let off the hook if we won this game. And that's a reality. We did not deserve it. We got what we deserved, which was a draw. That is the reality. I personally, I'm upset at the fact that we were so lackluster in the first half. Second half made me a little bit happier. Overall, we need to fix up before Man City. I need to see Trossard starting ahead of Gabriel Martinelli. No disrespect to Martinelli. I love Martinelli, but Trossard has to start. He has to. It is what it is. We let ourselves down today. We are in a title race. There's no way you're going to win every game in a title race. You're going to drop points. It happens. Don't let it happen again. That was our goal. We let it happen again. We cannot let it happen a third time against City. At home against City, if we lose, that is detrimental. Today is somewhat excusable because of the performance overall was not that good. But if we drop points to City, that is catastrophic. We cannot let that happen. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Now that we're in the title race, I want to win it. I want to win it. I'm not going to be sitting here week in, week out, telling you guys we're in a title race and then say, oh, I'm happy with second place. Are you happy with second place, Souls?
Nope.
Anyone in the chat happy with second place? I don't want to hear that. This is an opportunity we haven't had in a long time. We have to capitalize. We have to move positively. Guess what? It is what it is. I've got it out of my system. Gunner Souls, talk to me. How you feeling? And I'm gonna read some of the chats as we go. There's a lot of chats in the building. People, we're gonna get to the VAR decision later. Save it. For now, it is what it is. People talking about Odegaard and Eddie Nketiah have been found missing. Look, Chuckle Ball, this is not a time for agendas. We win together, we lose together, we draw together. It's a frustrating draw, but guess what? It's not on Eddie Nketiah and Odegaard solely. It's a collective. Who can you name one player that was good in the first half? I can't. Can you name one individual that was good in the first half? One, just one. Name one. I'm an optimistic person. I'm extremely positive majority of the time. Right now, I'm giving you guys the real. This is not something to be happy about. Today's performance is not something to be happy about. Only thing we can be happy about, we got a point. We didn't lose because we deserve to lose. Anyways, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I kind of expected this or anything because, to be honest with you, I wanted a bounce back, especially after losing to Man City and losing to Everton. We needed this win more than anything.
Was my audio quiet? My mic was over there.
It was hearable. Yeah, we could still hear you. And yeah, it's a disappointing draw really because we got the lead and at home we shouldn't be losing the lead the way that we did. I understand the whole VAR situation and the referee, but I'm just done with excuses for our bad performances. Today we weren't up for the races. We got that draw and it was justified. I think if anything, it would have been an injustice for us to win that game. And that's the biggest disappointment. At home, it's been a place to come and beat us. And teams are now slowly starting to realize what they need to do. And now it's over to Mikel Arteta to trust his squad and go, do you know what? If people are going to sit back, let me put the best team to break low blocks. That's not Martinelli. That's not Eddie Nketiah. Unfortunately, it's not them kinds of players. We've become a little bit too predictable in the way that we're going to now play. And sometimes you've got to throw a surprise in there. That's what Pep does. That's what, sometimes, those managers, they put in a little, okay, I'm going to start a Trossard. Oh, I'm going to start a this player. I'm going to start this player. And it's like it throws the game plan off, because the way that Ben White plays, for example, to someone like a Tomiyasu, is you've got to arrange for those two players differently. So when you throw your game off a little bit, that's what I'm looking for. I need Mikel to go, you know what, Martinelli, you ain't been good enough. I'm going to take you off. Nketiah, yeah, you've had a few. And this is my look, I'm not trying to dig players out, but I do also want to have an honest conversation. This was always my concern with Nketiah. You'll always have a good few games, but then it starts to fizzle out, and you start to realize why he's a backup and not a starter. That's not me trying to point the blame on him. I mean, he is who he is. You can't change your profile, especially not at the age that he's at. He's brilliant at what he does, but we need to change something, because Man City, this isn't going to work against them. We need to have someone like, I don't know, do something crazy. I don't care if people think it's an experiment and it's not worth doing, but like put a Martinelli down the middle, bring in Trossard, do something that Pep's like, fuck, okay, this is different, didn't expect this, and just throw their game plan off. Because as much as, yes, we're trying to trust Unai Emery to go and beat Man City tomorrow, we can't do that. We need to look at, Wednesday and go, you know what, it's a win. It's an absolute, before it was just don't lose. Now it's become, you have got to win this. There is nothing but 3 points you can take away now. So this title challenge, man, I tell you what, man, this is fucking long, man. This is draining. It's hard work, but I still, you know what it is? I still believe they'll get it over the line. I still believe we're going to be champions of England. It's a blip. Everyone has it. We just unfortunately are having a blip in the same time, as in it's been two or three games, however you want to say, but 2 games in the league and obviously a game in the FA Cup. Unfortunately, it's just come in a span of 3 games. Now, the reality is we have got to bounce back from this somehow. We've got to make the Man City game the catalyst to bounce back from this. So it's a huge game. And you know what? I wanted it to become, we don't lose that game. But now it's become a 3-pointer. We absolutely have to do some, I don't know, man. Just throw the game plan a bit. Just make it hard, make it unpredictable. I don't really know what to say, to be honest.
I'm just gonna say this. I see Tommy backstage and I see some of you guys. I'm gonna add you guys in a bit, but right now, I just need to get this poll right. The poll is: did you think the VAR decision was questionable? Was it offside? You know what I put? I'm in such a rush. I put onside, offside. No, I put outside, offside. Like what? What am I doing? Look, we dropped points, guys. We dropped points. Arsenal dropped points back-to-back times for the first time this season. Back-to-back games. We haven't won a game in 3 games. That's new to us this season. This is not something we see often. That's the reality. It just goes to show how good we have been this year. Credit to ourselves, honestly. It's credit to ourselves.
Do you know what it is though? Like, even if you look at Man City last season as an example, they had at least 3 or 4 draws. But you know the difference is, Man City would do that. Like, for example, they'd have 1 draw, go on their run, and then have a draw. The problem that we've had is we've lost and drawn in the space of 2 games, so it feels worse than it actually is. And even if you look at it, like, Man City are not perfect. They are also just as vulnerable to drop points. But for me, do you know what it is? The bigger question is, how do we now bounce back from this? Because fortunately, I guess it's good and bad that we've got a midweek game, because it means we've got the opportunity to turn this around a lot quicker, rather than dwelling on a draw and a loss for a week, if that makes sense. I know some people are going to say, yeah, but then you're playing too many games in a short succession, but that can benefit us. Because let's say, for example, we go get a result against City, you can definitely put it behind you, because it's only a couple of days ago it's happened. So, man, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Now, I'm going to pull up the VAR decisions. People in the video, in the chat, do me a goddamn favor. Take a second and hit that goddamn like button. Okay? Takes 2 seconds. Just hit it. It's free. Don't cost a thing. Right? It's free. Now, let's just take a goddamn moment and realize the opportunity we have at our hands to win this Premier League. It's not something to be laughed about. It's not something to be joked about. It's a massive opportunity in our hands, and it feels like sometimes people take it for granted. The situation that our club finds ourselves in, and I just hope that you guys understand that the club aren't taking it for granted with the signings they made in the summer, with Trossard coming in, bagging his goal. We're going to talk about Trossard's goal in a second, but before we go any further, I'm going to bring Em and Tommy in, and before they have their say, just hope everyone's doing well in the chat. Let's go to some of the people in the chat. I see the people talking about the poll. Guys, I bottled the poll. Allow it. I bottled the poll. The poll got bottled. The poll got bottled today. At least Tottenham got thrashed. I don't give a shit about Tottenham. They're always shit. Who cares? Terrence Tibbs, you're my guy. Uncle Terrence. It's all good. Onside skills. Yeah, I don't know if it's onside. I don't think it's onside. You're finishing third. Mike, you are delusional if you think Manchester United are going to finish above us. Absolutely delusional. Let me go to John's message. I seen John's message. Daniel, one game at a time. We know how to win the league, and you also know how to lose a league, as you did to Liverpool. John says he agrees with Gunnar Souls. Eddie has been found uh, wanting, what? Found
I'm
what?
guessing he's saying find out today, but I don't know what.
I don't know if we can say he's been found out today, but he has been poor today. He has been poor today. Em and Tommy, I'm gonna come to you guys. I promise. I promise I'm gonna come to you guys. But I just have to get through some of these segments before we go to you guys. A'udhu billah. What the hell is that? Okay. Watch out for pop-ups, people. That's all I have to say. Um, moving on to this. Was this onside or was this offside? In my opinion, forget about the offside for a second. I am just going to turn your attention to Ivan Tony pushing down Zinchenko. Look, look at that. Ivan Tony is pushing down Zinchenko. Alexander Zinchenko is getting pushed to the ground. What more do you need to see to say beep, foul? Now, this is not an excuse. We lost the game. The game's done. I'm just pointing out the fact that I feel like this is a questionable decision and one of the leading things that led to us conceding the final goal. He said here and jumped on his back. That's what he did. Literally, it's messed up. It's messed up. I genuinely just want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a foul? Do you guys think this is a situation where we should be aggrieved? Because in one breath, I should be aggrieved. But in another breath, Brentford were the better team. Today, they also had a dodgy goal disallowed. I cannot sit here and say we got robbed because we didn't. We actually got lucky. We weren't 3-4-0 down. This was one of those situations where you have to give credit to the opponent, even though you feel like this is an egregious call. Credit to Brentford. They were the better side in the first half. Second half, things evened out. They got lucky with this decision that went their way. Also, Ivan Tony basically walked the ball into the back of the net. And I don't know what the hell that was, but let me just scroll this. And what was Ramsdale doing? What on earth was Ramsdale doing? He closed his eyes. He was nowhere near the ball. And if I can show you guys the other angle, you'll laugh even more because it was laughable, some of the stuff that I was seeing from it. But hey, I'm just going to show you guys one more thing. The Ramsdale thing one more time. We'll save the Ramsdale thing. Well, we'll stay on the VAR section of this, right? Was there also another offside potentially? Was there also another offside? Was there also something else to worry about? Now people are saying excuses FC. No, I'm not saying this is a football channel. We're going to talk about the football. And this is part of it. Decisions and refereeing decisions, unfortunately, are part of it. Now, as they're praying that the goal gets counted, I'm looking at this. This guy's way offside. This guy's way offside. Does this come into a factor? I don't know. But then you look over here. You have the situation where he looks clearly offside as the ball gets to him. and he's the one that kicks it away. That's what happens. Also, we missed Jesus today. Have I not mentioned him already? Have I not mentioned him already? And then we're gonna get into Trossard in a second. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that goddamn like button. Show some love to the channel, people. We got 50 of you guys in the chat already, and just make sure you hit that like button right now. Take a second. I'm gonna put the poll back. Let's go to M. Let's see what M has to say, and then we'll go to Tommy. M, talk to me.
Yo, big up, big up, big up, souls. Bro, today was so frustrating. It was just, this reminded me of the Everton game. In the first opening minutes, we looked good. As per usual, we always look good in the first few minutes. But that first half an hour, bro, I did not see a difference to how we played against Everton. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long day. I thought Martinelli, again, I thought he was poor. But at the same time, I feel sorry for him because he's got a fullback behind him in Zinchenko, who is very crucial to our system and is always coming inside the midfield. And I get it, Arteta wants him to do that, to overload the midfield. But at times, this guy needs to realise he's a fullback, he's a left back. There's times where your winger needs support and you need to make those overlapping runs. I think KT is good at that. And I was even calling for KT to start this game. We're at home, just so we can see Martinelli maybe thrive a little bit more. Because Zinchenko at times is too predictable, although what he does is very good for the team. I thought today it's quite poor. There were times where he was just letting off shots, and I was like, what are you doing? We're too predictable on that left-hand side. We look way more dangerous when White, Odegaard, and Saka are linking up down the right-hand side. I thought Ben White in the first half was actually one of our better players alongside Saka. I actually thought Saka had a good game. It was crucial for that first goal. A good finish by Trossard as well. But I just think overall today, we were lucky to get a draw, to be honest. That's why I can't really dwell on that offside goal, although it was offside in my opinion. I can't dwell on that too much because if Brentford take their chances in the first half, we're 2-0 down going into half time and we're having a completely different discussion. Granit Xhaka, I think he's been immense this season. And I don't want to go on him too hard, but the last two games, I feel like he's been a bit off the pace. Some of his passing hasn't been as good as it was. I thought the United game was very sharp, but the last two games he's been quite poor in the final third, which is kind of weird because I think this season he's been immense in that left-sided number 8 role. I was asking for Fabio Vieira to come on quite earlier because I thought if you had Odegaard and Vieira just in front of Partey, I think it would have been more suited to the low block of Brentford. And I think against City, we will bounce back because that Man City game, Man City ain't sitting back. So we're just going to have to defend better than Man City and we've got every chance of winning that game. But it's frustrating, man. And Eddie and Ketia up front, you know how much I defend Eddie, but he was poor today. He was poor. And you saw Ivan Toney on the other side, what he can do when he's back to goal, basically. And you just saw a difference between a quality striker and a somewhat decent striker in Nketiah, but he's a backup striker, so I think he's done well for being number 2. But it is what it is. Hopefully we can bounce back on Wednesday. And yeah, man, bring on Man City because I still think we'll beat City on Wednesday.
Fair enough. Big up to you, M. Thank you for jumping on, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Tommy, talk to me.
I thought we were lucky to come away with a point. To be say we should have been 2-0 down. I thought we were so sloppy, man. And Ketty, I thought poor today, not up to it for me. Martinelli, dog shit. He needs to be dropped. Not up to it for me. Dinny, not up to it. They were all just not up to it for me. But like Brentford, from me hit the post. We were lucky, and we should have been 3-0 down. Like we were lucky we haven't lost that. Because for me, we should have lost that game today. But like I said, three games with no wins. That's just poor in my opinion. Poor, but that Man City at home on Wednesday. We have to, the way they've been playing, we have to win that game, and we haven't beaten them at home since 2015, almost 8 years. We need to end that on Wednesday, and we have to win that game. That's a must win. I don't think a draw is good enough on Wednesday for me. We have to. It's a must win game for me. And they've got Aston Villa at home tomorrow. I don't see Aston Villa doing anything, so don't really see it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just have to, because Everton away. I thought Everton away. That performance against Everton was shocking, and to me, I wasn't surprised we lost to Everton last week because we haven't won at Goodison Park since 2017. So I wasn't surprised we lost it because Everton. We should have been 3-0 down against them last week. We were lucky it was 1-0. But that performance today was shocking, like pathetic. But yeah, we need to fix up and win that game today. Beat Aston Villa afterwards, then beat Leicester. We have to win three games. Aston Villa, Leicester, and Man City. We have to win those 3 games because this Man City team are there for taking on Wednesday. If we lose to that dreadful Man City team, we don't deserve to win the league because these lot are there for the taking.
That dreadful Man City team.
This is the time to beat them. We haven't beaten them since 2015, almost 8 years. They're fragile. We have to win that game.
Bro, I hear you. Wallahi, I get it. I get the frustration. But even somebody in the chat said it. Like, even the Invincibles Eagle got 12 draws. Like, bro,
yeah, we did.
You're gonna drop points. Like, Tommy, I get it.
No, we are gonna drop points. I get that. I understand that. But like I said, I'm not gonna be happy finishing second. I'm not gonna be happy with second place. Second. Are you serious? I'm not gonna be happy.
I agree with you. No one here is saying we're gonna finish second. Bro, we're still winning the league.
Can I say something, man?
The league. Listen, if anyone's watching this, clip this. We're still winning the league.
You know what? Yeah, we haven't won the league since 2004. Yeah, mate. I was still 9 the last time we won the league. I'm 28, mate. I'm 28. I want to win the damn league. Because if we don't win the league this season, next season it's gonna be tough because everybody's gonna like strengthen.
Okay, we're gonna see. Listen, we got
my prediction for Man City at home. My prediction for Man City at home.
Save it for the next video. Save it for the next one.
All right. But like I said, we haven't beaten them at home since 2015. Have to win that game now.
We will. Anyways, big up Tommy every single time. People in the chat, do me a favor. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys are saying. Egal is wearing what? Waiting, winning, Jack, playing like this. What? Do you understand?
Yeah, he's like, we're not gonna win anything. We ain't winning Jack playing like this.
Oh, okay. I wasn't getting it. Egal, just like you said, we're finishing 4th last season. He never learns. Thunder Road, it's okay. Forever a pessimistic person. I'm forever optimistic person. Hopefully we can meet in the middle and we both get what we want. Right? That works for me. We win the Premier League. You're happy. I'm happy. We're both happy. Disgraceful performance. Was it disgraceful?
It was disappointing. Kind of just, yeah, I do get it. I do understand why you're saying that.
Disgraceful. Wow. I feel like disgraceful is harsh words.
But did we do anything? They didn't look up for it, let's be honest. I know like internally they're trying, but like I didn't see the effort.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like saying disgraceful is a little harsh. Maybe that's just me though.
Yeah, I get you.
But disgraceful, I feel like is very, very harsh to say.
I guess if we lost, I'd agree with the disgraceful, but we didn't lose, so it's disappointing.
Okay, let's get into Trossard. Trossard has to start. Is this reactionary at this point, or does he have to start? Because I want to know. Everyone in the chat right now, all 55 of you guys, comment down below. Do you start Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli? And I'm not doing a poll. I've bottled one poll already. I don't want to do another one. But Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli, let me know. For me, Trossard has to start. He offered us so much more. And even if it means Eddie Nketiah gets dropped or Gabriel Martinelli gets dropped, something has to change. We can't go another game with Eddie Nketiah, Saka, and Jesus and what do you call it, Gabriel Martinelli up top. I think Trossard should go and begin. And why does he look like he has a black eye? Like, what's up with his eye?
No idea. But no, I kind of agree. I mean, for me personally, I would drop Eddie Nketiah and bring Trossard in. if we want to have a resemblance of like a Gabriel Jesus Arsenal, Trossard's the guy that can do that. He's very good in terms of playing in deep and playing players in. But also, what you've got to understand with Trossard is he is the definition of a big game player. You know, when you look at his sort of record against the big six, you know, for Brighton, he scored against all of them. You know, scoring a hat trick, you know, at Anfield for Brighton. We need Trossard to start because it's a pressurized situation. He's a 27-year-old experienced player, and for me, I kind of wanted him to play today just so you know he can get to the level that we need to do what we need him for, like in terms of just acclimatizing to the way that we play in the system that we're trying to play in. But for me, something in that front three has to change. It can't be Saka. Unfortunately for me, Eddie Nketiah, as much as I love him and as much as he has improved, he's a one-dimensional striker. I need someone who can do multifaceted things within that sort of 9 role. And Trossard's the perfect player to bring in because if you need him to link the play up and he's not the one scoring the goals, he can get all the attackers involved. But also, if you need him to do what Eddie Nketiah has been doing, he can also do that. So for me, and he's more clinical at the moment. I mean, when you look at his record against the Big Six, this is what we need him to come in and do. Now, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind either one of them being dropped. I can understand why he would want to keep the natural position, such as Nketiah just playing down the middle and dropping Martinelli. But to me, the bigger threat would be dropping Nketiah and bringing Trossard in, just because of the pace and the press that Gabriel Martinelli can do to Kyle Walker or even a Rico Lewis, depending on who. Because even if you look at, for example, the FA Cup game when Martinelli came on, you could see how much of a difference that made and how much of an impact he made in that game. So I just think something has to give. And my preference is Nketiah coming out and Trossard coming in.
So the question is, who do you drop? At this moment in time, everyone's pretty much either saying Martinelli or Eddie Nketiah, right? You're
Yeah.
saying Eddie Nketiah. I'm saying Martinelli. The reason why I'm saying Martinelli is because Eddie Nketiah today was already playing in a central position. So I get it that you could drop him. But if you drop Eddie Nketiah, what makes you think that that Trossard's not just going to be playing on the left and Martinelli is going to be playing up top?
I want that anyway. So I win either way.
Okay.
I want
fair enough.
Martinelli because I've always said it. I don't see Martinelli as a winger. I've always seen him as a striker. Like even if you look at some of the more dangerous opportunities that we had, even at the beginning when Odegaard played the pass, Martinelli was the one making a central run and got onto the end of it, and something could have happened. For me, Martinelli playing down the middle is more threatening than Nketiah. Like that's just my look. That's an opinion. I don't know whether it will definitely work, but that's what I would do. Now, I understand when people say that, you know, Nketiah is the only striker, but you've also got to understand Trossard has played down the middle, you know, for Brighton and has had a very, very impeccable record. We know he can finish. Outside, maybe, you know, the main debate is who's the better finisher, ESR or Trossard. And that's a credit to Trossard, to be honest with you. But for me, he has got to play because both those players, their forms have fizzled. Maybe it's overplaying them. Maybe it's, you know, just bad form. We don't know, but they need to be dropped to get that fire back in their belly.
Okay. Ramsdale. Did you see the stuff about Ramsdale?
Um,
Do you see this?
right. Okay.
Basically, just to let everyone know what you're looking at. You're looking at Aaron Ramsdale, our starting keeper. This is no agenda against Ramsdale. You can't have your eyes closed when you're trying to make a shot, when you're trying to stop a shot. That is just, you can't do that. Like, I get it. It might be difficult to keep your eyes open in every scenario, but like that is just straightforward. Like, what is he doing? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't know what he was doing in this situation because there was multiple people. I'm not blaming him. The goal shouldn't have stood in the first place because there was 2 incidents where the referee could have overturned it, right? But then you also have the situation where Ramsdale comes out and instead of trying to either catch the ball or slap the ball, he just puts his hands up and closes his eyes.
It's definitely something he needs to improve on. I mean, we know his overall game isn't perfect, and there are moments where you're like, what the hell is he doing? But you've got to understand he is, what, a 23-year-old keeper? You know, he's going to look, things are going to happen where people are going to question whether he's good enough, or, you know, whether we look to get someone in and make him a backup. You've got to also understand the amount of games he's won us. You know, even last season, we wouldn't even be in conversations for top 4 if it wasn't for Ramsdale. Now, of course, you know, things like this are going to frustrate
That
fans,
means
and
close your
especially when it
eyes and
happens.
just come on.
No, of course,
It
when it
doesn't say
happens on a
close your eyes
consistent
and say la
basis.
la 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 la.
No, I hear that. I'm not trying to defend what he's done here, but what I'm saying is overall, we've got to give players time. Sometimes we do forget how young they are. We expect them to be title winners right now, and it's like they're already performing at that level. You know, yes, there's going to be a few factors to their game, but he's 23. Keepers play till they're 40. They don't peak until they're like sort of 30s. So just give him time. I don't think we need to dig out every little minute thing he's doing wrong. Of course, he should have his eyes open, but look at the times where he has saved us and the multiple, like, yeah, people can call them camera saves or whatever, but it'll come with time. And I think people just overreact because we didn't get the result we wanted. If this was a 1-0 win, no one would give a shit he was doing this. So it kind of, you know, swings and roundabouts for this.
Okay. You know what? We gave Eddie Nketiah a lot of praise after the Man United win. I think it's time to talk about him in a different way today. Not bash him and just make fun of him, but we have to be a little honest. Today was not his best day. Today was not his best day. Today he was not really on job. We support our players when they're not doing good, and we fairly criticize them when we feel like they need to be criticized. And I felt like today was one of those days where we could criticize Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah was not on his day today. He wasn't even triggering the press like he usually would. If I'm tripping, did you notice that? Did you notice him pressing at all? I didn't really
No,
notice
but
him.
yeah.
I didn't notice him
He's
pressing.
not had a break since he's come in, so I can understand why the intensity is maybe lowered.
Are you worried?
In what way do you mean?
People in the chat, are you worried about Eddie Nketiah? Maybe he was going through a little bit of purple patch, or is he that player that can maintain this the whole time while Jesus gone? Because we are missing Jesus a lot more now.
Do you know what it is though? Remember, you guys, like we had this conversation, and I've always said it to you that Eddie Nketiah coming on for like 3 games or starting like maybe 2 to 3 games is fine for me. But it's when you ask him to do what he needed to do, which was consistently perform for like 2 months or 3 months, whatever it becomes. That's where my concerns are. And now people are starting to see it. Now, look, whether you want to call it a purple patch or not, this is why he's a second striker. This is why he's planned like sort of a bench option, like a rotation striker, and not a starting striker for the big 6 teams. Because when you ask for a starting striker needs to perform consistently when asked. You know, you can't have too many bad games. You can't just have purple patches. And for me, I'm not concerned because I know what he is. I just think a lot of people expected way more consistency from him, and I didn't expect that. I knew this was going to happen. I knew he was going to have, you know, a massive sort of an impact straight away, and people are going to be like, oh my God, we're not going to miss Jesus. Of course we are. And I've been saying this. I don't mind him for 2 to 3 games. But when you get past it, it's the same with like El Neni, for example. When you play El Neni and you play him for the 4th, 5th, or 6th game, same with Rob Holding. When you play him for the 4th or 6th game consecutively, they start to drop in performance. And that to me is all that's happening, is he's overplayed. He should not be a consistent striker for a big team. That's what I think it is.
He had 1 shot the entire game, the whole 90 minutes. He played 90 minutes, had 1 shot, had like 28 passes total. Ivan Toney won 12 aerial duels. He had 1 and lost it. Ivan Toney won like, what was it? 10, almost close to 7.
I think it was like 12 out of 14 or something.
Let me show you. Let me show you guys. 5 out of 7 ground duels won by Ivan Toney, 12 out of 13 aerial duels. Then you look at Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. Saliba probably got bullied. Was it Saliba most of the time, or was it thing? Saliba lost 10 aerial duels, only one ground duel. One ground duel won. Gabriel Magalhaes, how many did he lose? Gabriel
Oh,
Magalhaes lost 3. So it was mostly Saliba that was picked on. It was Saliba that was the one that was targeted by Ivan Toney. He is on his side. But you know what else I noticed? Thomas Partey was losing duels. Did you notice that? He was getting outdone too by Ivan Toney. I felt like Ivan Toney had us. He was the best player on the pitch.
do you know what the other thing was though as well? It was our passing hasn't been as crisp in the last sort of 2 to 3 games. Like even when you look at Zinchenko, who we heavily rely on for possession and keeping the ball rotated, even he was poor today.
Bro, our pass accuracy was good. You know what the issue was? It was this. Look at the shots that we took.
Yeah, because we were shooting like idiots. Like we were just like, oh, the goal's there, let's shoot.
Bro, if I
But,
show you
but
guys
also,
how many
why are you shooting when there's like 9 people in front of you, right in
how
the direct line of the goal?
why is there 15 shots from outside the box? Like,
Because we were
what is
void
all
of
this?
ideas. We
And
decided that.
this, you know what pissed me off the most? Where's the one that pissed me off? There was one that pissed me off so much. It was a mad shot. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. It was one of Eddie's shots. Eddie took a ridiculous shot from like a weird angle from outside the box, and I was like, "What are you doing?" This is the one. This is the one. We created everything. We were in the zone. We were moving, and it's like he took it from outside the box. It's like, what the hell? He did it. And this is his only shot of the whole game.
Yeah.
His only shot of the whole game. This is our striker. It is what it is. I like Eddie. He's good enough to play for the club. It's just today he was off it, and it's not only him. We're giving Saka a big pass today. Saka's getting a big pass. We're going to talk about him because he had majority of the ball. Martinelli, terrible. Honestly, I thought Martinelli was terrible. Look at this. He didn't do nothing, no defensive contribution at all. Attacking wise, he had 3 shots. 2, I think none of them were on target. And I don't even remember him making much of an impact. Overall, we were so wasteful. Look at that. 23 shots, ladies and gentlemen. 1 big chance the whole game, and it was the goal that we scored. And forget about stats. Eye test. Brentford were just a better team. Brentford were just a better team. Talk to me about Vieira. Why didn't Vieira play? We didn't need him today. We relied on Odegaard. He's our captain to get through this game and get us something. Word the poll correctly. Did I word it incorrectly again? What the hell? I'm done with the poll today, guys. I'm done with the poll. Fuck the poll. Bun the poll. Right? You guys just answered my goddamn question. Why are we struggling? Why are we struggling? Why are we struggling? This is 2 games in a row. Why are we struggling? I need to know.
The reality answer is tactically we've not been good enough. Now, the reason is, look, even when you look at someone like Bukayo Saka being double teamed, the reason why he was able to navigate that a lot better was Ben White was offering overlaps and underlaps. But now when you look at Ben White's game, for example, we're not seeing it as much. We're seeing it a little bit more today than we did against Everton. But there's no outlet for Saka to go into when he's being double teamed. That's when you expect someone like Martin Odegaard to come in and not draw defenders to him. But we made it too easy because the gaps between Saka, Ben White, and Odegaard were too predictable. And that's the problem that we were seeing. Now, the reason why I wanted someone like a Tomiyasu to come in was because maybe Ben White's just fatigued, and that's the reason why he's not helping out attackingly as much as he has done. But that's one of the reasons. But the other reason is we've seen the left-hand side be far, far better than they are. So the right-hand side hasn't been targeted, and we've been able to kind of stretch the pitch a lot more. But the problem that we've got is because Gabriel Jesus is the answer to why we're struggling in reality, because we need someone to do what he was doing, which is interlinking with the attacker. So Martinelli would come central, Jesus would go out wide, but Nketiah can't do that.
Let's just stop for a second. Let's stop for a second, and let me show you guys something. And you tell me if you're concerned. Because in front of everybody else, I will tell you right now, I'm not concerned. But if we lose to City, I'll be worried. That's when I'll be worried. Because the performances in the last 2 games, don't breed confidence, right? But what doesn't breed confidence even more is the pressure. The pressure is getting to the fan base. If the pressure is getting to the players, we're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Because let me show you this. This is Pep Guardiola laughing. You know why he's laughing? Because if you read this right here, what it says, if Manchester City win their next 2 games in the Premier League, which is against Arsenal and Aston Villa, they will be level on points with Arsenal at the top of the table. Yes, with 1 game in hand for Arsenal, of course, but they will be level on points with us at the top of the table. That is pressure. That is what I mean about pressure. That is what I mean about back-to-back losses, how it can affect you. That is what I mean about at this moment in time, we have a situation where we have to capitalize and strike when the iron's hot. We cannot mess this up. Are the players feeling the pressure? Potentially. Are the fans feeling the pressure? 110%. The fans are bottling it. The fans are throwing the toys out the Prem. They're absolutely losing their minds. I hate it. I'm just going to put you in a situation, Souls. I'm going to ask you, if we lose to City, what are you saying? Because I say, even if we lose to City at home, it's detrimental, but it's not the end of the world. Because we lost to Manchester United and still won the league. At our ground.
Yeah, I mean, look, the pressure will definitely have been mounted on us, and psychologically, that's going to play a big factor, especially if they go and win tomorrow and win against us. I mean, now there's no buffer zone. Now there's no room for mistakes. This is when that champions mentality has to come out of these players. The only thing is, right, I want a bit of a buffer for Gabriel Jesus to come back to. Now, it's a tough one because you're asking, obviously, how we're going to be if everything's even, everything's equal, the playing field's been evened. They've got Champions League football to play, and we've got Europa League. Europa League's a lot easier to rotate in, which is the only hope I'm holding on to. Whereas with Man City, have to play their strong teams now because you're in the knockout stages. You don't have that sort of opportunity to be like, okay, we're playing weaker teams, because there are no weak teams in the Champions League in the knockout games. Whereas in the Europa League, you can get lucky and play someone that's not quite on your level, and you can rotate a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, there's too many. Look, Man City have looked vulnerable. We're now looking vulnerable, which is problematic. Man City have gone to this position before and have gone and won the Premier League. But
listen, I'm just going to say this, people, don't unsubscribe. But what I've just seen is horrific. What the F is this? Stop it. Relax. People are moving mental now.
Someone actually had time to do that.
Somebody actually had the time to make this. This is pathetic. Pathetic. If this is what you think is, imagine City lost to Tottenham. If they lose to Aston Villa, we'll be in the same position. Actually, it'll be worse. We'll have a point ahead of them.
You know what's actually quite mad though? Like, if we look at it, I know a lot of people love saying that, the pressure's on Arsenal. But the reality is, look at how many times Man City have failed to capitalize as well. We've lost, like, we've drawn and lost games, right? And they haven't capitalized. Like, we lost to Everton. What did they go do? Lose. So the pressure's just on them as much as it has been on us. Now, okay, we've drawn to Brentford. The pressure's over to them. Let's see what you do now. Because if they go and draw or lose this game, then it's like, oh shit, they're the ones not capitalizing constantly on our failures. So what's the question then? Then the question and narrative has to change. Like, can Man City, or has Man City done it too much, and is there a mental fatigue there?
Manchester City, come out and play. We drop points, over to you. Deliver. If you don't deliver, Hamza, I'm knocking on your door. Dap, I'm knocking on your door. Vader, I'm knocking on your door. Patrick, I'm knocking down the door, laughing in your face. I swear to God, if Aston Villa pick up points versus Man City, you're not going to hear the end of it. You're not going to hear the end of it. Let's go back. Let's go back, bro. We're going to go do player ratings. But before we do player ratings in the last 10 minutes, I'm just going to go back to the incidents, the VAR incident quickly, right? right here. What we saying? This guy, I need him at the Emirates, right? Was this offside for you? Was this incident the offside for you?
Do you know what? It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I understand where the offsides and like where the fouls and all of those sort of situations come into it, but I've always said it. This season, I'm done with the refs. I don't care. We know they make mistakes. We know it isn't perfect. We just need to make sure we're doing what we need to do to win a game. We didn't do enough today, so I'm one of those. I'm not dwelling on this. Look, even if you look at the Chelsea game, I know we're not talking about rivals and stuff like that, but there was arguably a shitty decision from VAR to not give a penalty to them. So it's happening to all of us, and we can sit here and we can reminisce on all these refereeing decisions that have gone your way, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not really bothered by it. I'm just more disappointed in our performance more than that decision.
Okay. And I'm just going to show you this right here. This is Mikel Arteta speaking about the actual decision at hand. He said, Arteta on Brentford's goal was offside. Yes, it looked and it is offside. Yes, it's frustrating, but they will probably give an explanation later in the week. Today we haven't got one. You have to apply certain principles in defending, but they depends on the following. And you know what? It is what it is. He's being honest. Mikel Arteta. It looks like it's the Brentford goal, and it is offside. So he's being honest. Arteta also spoke about whether he's going to drop Martinelli. Woo, that's interesting. Whether dropping Martinelli, I think players has gotten their moments, and we look at Gabby off for Leo because Leo is in those spaces. He's so good and he's so composed and consistently for what is that?
Faking movements.
Faking movements. Yeah. Okay. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, let me just put my hand up. I'm not going to be harsh on the player ratings. I don't know if you are going to be harsh on the player ratings, but let's get into the player ratings, guys. This is now the player rating segment of the video. I need you guys to help me out, people. Let me know what you guys think about the player ratings. Let me know what you guys think about the video so far. We almost have 100 people in the chat. How do we not have you guys hitting that like button? It's free. Take a second. Hit that like button. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe if you're new. Also, if you don't know your boy, get to know the guy's called Gunner Souls. You can speak to him also in the chat, people. Say Souls question, Egal question. Say, guys, what do you think about this? Tell me what you guys, how you feeling. Also, big up to all the people in the chat. I don't know if you're United fans, rival fans, smoke settings. Let me know what club you support, because I don't know what club you support. We got a Leicester fan in the house. You beat Tottenham 4-1? You guys slapped them up. That is amazing. I love to see that. Love to see that. Okay, it's that time of the show, guys. Arsenal player ratings. I want to know. Does any player deserve 7? Yes. An 8? I don't think anyone deserves an 8. Do you agree?
Wait, okay, 7 maybe, but
8? I don't think anyone.
No. 7's gonna be even that's pushing it. But
I'm looking at this game. Who was the best player? Was it Saka? Was it Trossard? Trossard probably. I think it was Trossard. Trossard's probably the best player. He came in and he was the best player. And outside of him, it's Saka. So man of the match goes to Trossard. Not even a question. I don't think anyone can deny that. Man of the match. Who does it go to, people? Man of the match. Let me know in the chat. I want to hear names. If anyone says Ramsdale, you're getting booted. You're getting banned. If you say Ramsdale, you're getting banned. Honestly, if you say Ramsdale the man of the match, you're getting banned. How is Ramsdale the man of the match in a game that we drew 1-1 against Brentford at home? It's embarrassing. Okay. Ramsdale. What is he gonna get? For me, he gets a fail. Today he gets a fail. Today he gets a fail. I'm giving Ramsdale. I'm giving Ramsdale a 3 or a 4 today. What are you saying?
I have to kind of agree. I mean, he should have done a lot better in the sort of goal situation. So yeah, just on that basis, I'm gonna go on what we've seen of him. I'll go like a 4.5 maybe. He was below average, but again, there wasn't really much he did wrong other than the mistake for the goal. So maybe like a 4.5.
People saying Trossard should get a 7, everyone else should get less. Ramsdale
Yeah.
3, Ramsdale 5. Guys, if you thought today was an average performance from Ramsdale, I'm sorry, today was not an average performance. He made a clanger that led to the goal also. So Ramsdale for me gets a 4. He's not a passing grade. We lost the game and he had a little part to play in conceding that goal. He's not as bad as Fraser Foster. This is a good keeper. He just made a mistake. It's okay. You can admit when somebody makes a mistake. I say 4 is fair. Just drop him a little bit. We don't need to go and be disrespectful now. Maybe 4. That's fair. I'm gonna go 4. Ben White. Ben White gets a 5. Ben White's average today. He wasn't at his best today. He didn't he contributed a little bit for headers at the beginning, but then didn't really do much for the rest of the game. Ben White for me gets a 5.
For me, he didn't do enough. I'm gonna go 4 just because I think attackingly his game's definitely kind of weakened a little bit. Not weakened, but he's kind of dropped off attackingly in terms of the overlaps and the support that he gave Saka nearer to the beginning of the season. So, like, if I'm being absolutely fair, if I'm giving Ramsdale a 4, I don't think Ben White's been average to his standard. So it's got to be another 4 for him.
Okay. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at before we move on. So we gave Ramsdale a 4. We're gonna give Ben White a 4, and then we're gonna keep him moving. Can we just give Saliba and Gabriel the lowest grades and just keep him moving?
Nah, Saliba deserves less.
Especially Saliba. Saliba has to get the worst.
Yeah, Saliba's less, and then like Gabriel's like maybe like a 3.5.
There you go. That works. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but I think the two center halves don't deserve much today because they got absolutely rinsed by Ivan Toney and boys. Like, I honestly believe Ivan Toney, put him against the best center backs in the world. Put Ivan Toney against any center back in the world football, he'll absolutely wreck them. Bro, put Ivan Toney versus Prime Ramos, he'll wreck him. That's how good he is. He's a monster.
No, he's good.
He's really good. Bro, Brentford gave us problems. And that guy right there, he's a big problem. Big problem. People saying, what the hell are you talking about? Chill. Nah, bro, there's no chill. I said what I said and I believe it. Zinchenko, 4 or 5 out of 10 today.
Not 5. He was poor today. It's hard to give him even higher than Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm not gonna lie. I know
He has to get the same as Ben White. At least the same as Ben White.
Yeah, 4. Go on then. Yeah, a 4. But he was poor today. I'm talking like when I do player ratings, I kind of rate them to what I think they should be playing at. And to me today, it just feels rushed from him. It didn't seem like he had that normal composure that he does. There was some shots I was looking at, I go, why did you shoot? Like, what are you doing? So just for that reason, I'm dropping it. I don't think he had an average performance by his standard, so it's got to be below. So 4.
4, okay. People talking about Zinchenko getting 4.5, 3s, 4s. I'm just gonna keep it at 4. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. The midfield, all 3 of them 5s. Nothing really bad. Nothing really good. Sometimes maybe bad. Sometimes maybe shit.
But I think it's 4. You know, I don't think they played today.
I think Partey, Saka, and Odegaard, none of them separated themselves in the game. They all were the same. Basically, the game didn't run through the middle. It ran through the wings. They were mostly not relevant during the game. Xhaka, the only time I really noticed him was when he was trying to pick up fouls. Partey, the only time I really noticed him was whenever he was recycling the ball. Odegaard, the only time I noticed him was when he was in the final third trying to make that final pass. But neither of them did anything to stand out. and neither of them
That's why it's
did
a 4.
anything bad. So they weren't good, they weren't bad, they were in the middle. So hence I say 5 out of 5. Give them all 5s. So you get 5 for Partey, 5 for Xhaka, 5 for Odegaard, and you call it a day. Because you want to know something?
No, because that's
They
saying
were
that they were
average.
like playing at their sort of base level. I don't even think this was a base. This was just shit. Like they were below average. Let's be honest today. Like Partey should be doing better than he did. Xhaka didn't really do anything in my opinion. And Odegaard could have done a lot better creating those opportunities, breaking the low blocks. I'm personally going for a 4.
4 for who?
Yeah, all of them.
Is that fair, guys? Let me know. Is that fair? We need people to let me know. You gotta go to the Emirates on Wednesday. We need your good luck charm. Anyone who's willing to get me a ticket, I will call work off. Actually, I can't. It's on a Wednesday. How the hell am I gonna get back from London on a Wednesday? It's crazy. Anyways, you guys don't understand transportation in the UK is shit sometimes when you're outside of London.
I'd say about 95% of the time he is.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Fair?
Oh, that's fair enough. We can meet in the middle.
Is that fair, people? Yeah, even people in the chat are saying 4.5s. They get there. You go. I live outside of London, so I live near Reading, so it's not really that good. Saka gets a 7. I give Saka a 7 or a
I was
6.
gonna go 6. Oh no, but yeah, you got the assist. That was actually a good assist as well. To be fair,
Give him a 6. Give him a 6.
I don't
Give
think
him
it
a
was.
6.
Yeah, Trossard had more of an impact in my opinion. Oh,
Martinelli
that's got to be a
gets a 4.
3. Let's get a 3. He did nothing.
What?
Like, if we're being real, he did nothing. Like, there was. Can you
That's-
think of a moment where you were like, okay?
You know, if he's getting a 3, he's getting a 2. The worst player on the pitch.
The thing is, look. It's one game
Bro,
where
what
I'm
did
being a little
Eddie
bit harsh.
do?
But
Listen, I love Eddie, but what did he really do? He didn't do nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You know what? Just to be fair, give them both 3s. Give them both 3s. I'm gonna give him 7.5. I'm gonna give him 7, and then I'm gonna. Did he even play? What did he play?
Should I be honest? Like my sort of what I was watching.
I didn't realize he got subbed on. When did he get subbed on?
No, because when he got subbed on, my stream started like glitching out, so I didn't even get to watch the last sort of 10 minutes.
Everyone in the chat, did you even realize Fabio Vieira got subbed on today?
No, I know he was subbed on, but I didn't know what he did.
I swear to God, I didn't even know he played.
Yeah, he came on for Xhaka, that's all I know. But yeah, my stream was glitching. I didn't watch the last 10 minutes.
Oh my God. Bro, how did I not notice he was even on the pitch?
We were just that shit today. We were really just that poor.
7 out of 10 for Trossard. They gave Trossard.
Okay, we got it bang on then. Everyone's giving a 7. Okay, cool.
That's average. I think 0.5. Barely had enough time to impact the game. Facts. So yeah, moving back on. So Trossard 7, Eddie and Martinelli got 3s. Saka got a 6. They gave Saka 7, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. Yeah. So you know what? Call it harsh. Call it what you want, but don't call me for shit. And we're out of here, people. I'm just gonna say this. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting. We're going to be roasting Tottenham. Liverpool haven't played yet. Chelsea drew. Oh, one more thing. We can take the W. Michaela Mudryk didn't score, and Trossard scored. We can take that W. There's some W's we can take. Anyways, I got some noodles from Wagamama's. I'm going to go. Love and respect to everybody in the chat. Do me a goddamn favor. Leave a comment down below after the video's gone live. If you've watched up to this point, you're an absolute legend. Really do appreciate you guys in the chat. Also, if you guys want to become a channel member, you can become a channel member. Don't forget, you can check me out on Twitter. You can check me out on TikTok. You can check me out on YouTube. We do Twitter Spaces. I do content on TikTok. And I also have YouTube Shorts, if you guys want to check out the YouTube Shorts. But long story short, let me bring it back for 1 second. I'm going to go, and I'm going to make a TikTok, and I'm going to post it on YouTube. You can check it out there, and you guys can have yourselves a wonderful day. People, try not to lose your goddamn minds because it's not that serious. We're still top of the league, and we're still currently 5 points clear. Manchester City play tomorrow. If they lose to Aston Villa, the Joker is back. Anyways, we're out of here, people.